Please mute your mics if you're not speaking because of the feedback and everything else. Because it is a professional meeting at the end of the day, even though I'm in my bed. My head's killing me. Um, Thank you all for coming. Galactic Clyde was supposed to be on as well, but I don't know where he is. So we'll just move forward with the meeting. So if everyone wants to introduce themselves and say what they are and who they are in relation to Two Real, because this is a action meeting in terms of the agenda that was sent to you all. I think a few days ago. I can't remember how many days. I can't even think. But if you like, starting with you, Jeanette, then everyone knows who I am, so that makes no sense. Then Jasmine, then Sinead, then Warrior Queen. I'm just going from where I can see you guys on the screen. I'm going to mute my mic, so Sinead, if you can unmute yours, please. Can you hear Sinead? Can anyone hear me?
Jeanette's got hearing problems, so maybe she didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Sinead, can you hear? We can't hear you. You're muted, Sinead. You're muted.
I heard you, but I couldn't hear exactly what you were saying. But I know you were talking.
I was saying that everyone should say who they are and who they are in relation to Two Real, because we are keeping this recording for, we never know. You always have archives of what, in the future, especially when you're hitting the big times and they want to play back things, but they'll have to play me back rough anyway. But I'm saying so we know.
Can you type it for me? Type. Sorry, okay, mate.
It's all right.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so Jeanette, also known as Sister Tarot, co-host, other half of Two Real, alongside Kemet, and yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything more than that. Just basically looking forward to future endeavors with Two Real and where this platform will take us and where this meeting will go. So yeah,
Who is next?
that's it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it.
Next, I think. Where is she?
Hmm?
I can't see her. Oh God, I'm muted. Jasmine?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but we can't see you.
Can you see me now? Hi, can you see me now?
Can you hear
Hello?
me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you.
Okay, so my name is Jasmine Jones. My original name is Judy. I'm also known as AKA Jasmine Jones. I'm a co-host with Two Real, and obviously I've been with you guys for around about August. And my role is to basically support both Shanette and Kemet with their endeavor to promote Two Real and support them as a co-host throughout the shows, and I'm happy to do that, and I'm looking forward to the show opening up and being bigger and broadcasting to as many people as possible to get the message across, whatever the message is, and I'm proud and happy to be part of the team. Is there anything else you would need to know?
No, thank you. Sinead?
Hi, I'm Sinead, Two Real sub manager. In the event that Arajua can't make it, I will be stepping in to sub manage or manage Two Real Ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Warrior Queen.
Greetings, good evening, everybody. I'm Warrior Queen. My name is Samantha. I am a supporter of the Two Real platform. In any way I can help or assist, I'm there. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Samantha. Okay, so you all should have received the agenda, which was the
Yep.
feedback. Article 1 on the agenda is feedback from our first meeting with, I think it's, is it UK? I mean, and Jeanette and Sinead, please correct me if any of it is wrong what I'm saying, because I read it in my head, I got a headache, I can't remember. Is it UK TV links? I
Yeah.
just want to run a little bit of the history behind them first. They're starting up Black TV production group, and they saw our videos and liked it and want us to be part of their network to have a show. Okay, now on the agenda, first, the article 1 on the agenda is feedback from our first meeting. So myself, Sinead, and Jeanette went to the meeting.
It's Ultravision TV. Sorry.
See how I got it wrong? See how I got it wrong? I did ask you not to help me because I can't remember. Yeah, Ultravision TV. Where did I get UK TV? Ultravision TV. So we went to the meeting, and I would like Sinead and and Jeanette to feedback, because I do any bits what I can remember I would say too, because my head, I'm telling you, my head's busting today. So what happened at the meeting? We went there. We met with there's 3 CEOs. We met with 2 of them. Anthony, who contacted me about Greetings Galactic. A brother called Anthony who contacted me about. Well, let me tell you how it first began. He spoke to the Two Real manager, Amari, also known as Awadua, and he was saying that he was interested. They were interested in Two Real. They saw the stuff. They was interested in Two Real, but she called me after that and said she thinks they wanted her to get in contact with them with regards to Two Real jumping on their platform. She thought I would be the best person to speak to them about it. So she told them, and then they contacted me or asked me to contact them, I can't remember. And with that, we arranged a meeting, and myself and Sinead and Jeanette went to the meeting with 2 of the CEOs, which was Brother Ivor and Brother Anthony, that were there, and they gave us a whole.
On what date? On what date? Again, did we go?
I can't remember, what date was it again? My head is killing me. I can't remember.
Was it on a Saturday? Was it not last week or week before?
No, it was not. Yeah, it was a 2 week Saturday ago, whatever that was.
Saturday the 28th of November we went.
Yeah, that's it. Saturday the 28th of November. So Sinead, can you, or Jeanette, can you, or both of you, feedback what happened at that meeting, please? Because I'm obviously getting everything wrong.
You're not getting anything wrong. No.
Want to go first, Sinead?
No, go on, Jeanette, because remember you guys were there a little bit before me and started, and hello?
You want me to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, because remember you guys were there a little bit before me.
Do you want me to go? Okay. So from my recollection, it sounds very much like they definitely want Two Real to be on this platform. It sounds as if that we're going to be definitely a huge benefit to them, although they would make it almost sound as if that it's going to be more beneficial for us, but it's definitely something that's going to be more beneficial for them to have us on their platform. They expressed that they had a name for the show, which was called, am I okay to say all of this, just everything that we more or less spoke about? Yeah,
that's up to you.
Okay, So they expressed the name of the show, Woman to Woman. They also, which I wouldn't say we have reservations about it, but we definitely did it. And we've actually, myself and Kemet, have spoke about the fact of how we feel about basically woman to woman. It couldn't just be that. There's it needs to be discussed basically. They also explained to us that should we move forward with their proposition, with their proposal, that they would want us to start in the new year, and we would be doing 12 shows a month. Correct me if I'm wrong. 12 shows a month, which would obviously need to be filmed within at least a month before or whatever. They talked about us filming. I think their idea was us filming on location. So going out and doing interviews. They've definitely watched what we've been doing. They spoke about the Dr. Umar interview. They actually spoke about how mean Kemet's energy was on Too Real. They spoke about some of the great stuff we do and some of the areas of development and how they can assist us with that. They also explained that they have a film crew situated in different locations that we would be able to utilize. So again, expressing their concept of us going on location, which is something that myself and Kemet had already discussed and we're actually doing. They expressed that in terms of this show that they want us to do. And should we, let's say, if we were doing something in Croydon, then they would have a camera crew in Croydon to come out with us on that day. So they also expressed that if we wanted to use our studio. Sorry?
I just wanted to say one bit. No, I just wanted to say one bit in terms of what you just said. Just go to me, like, yeah, on location, but also the locations not just nationally but internationally as well, not just local. Oh, do you remember?
Yeah, he said that
Sorry,
you take that would come in time, and providing, because remember they have to carry their equipment and stuff, and probably like minimum two people. So
yeah.
because they said that the Too Real show at the moment, in terms of visually, they would like it to be a bit more professional in terms of what what they're going with. So they have the professional equipment in terms of camera, lighting, and the people that can edit and whatnot. So obviously, if you're filming on location wherever you are, they'll bring their equipment and whatnot, and they have all their people to edit on deck. So if you were doing that internationally, you'd have to take account for the extra.
They were adamant because they're
crew members.
Their TV station. This is a bit I want to make because I want people to know the workload that's up ahead. It's not just, they made it very clear, like local. They made it very clear that they want it nationally first, so we could be anywhere at any time, and then we've got to think about camera crew and whatever, and internationally, and we've always got to think of, always got to think about camera crew, whatever, not unless I got that wrong, but I remember them being adamant about the national thing because they don't want to be seen as just a local station.
Yeah, no, they'll go. They're prepared to go anywhere within the UK.
Yeah, because we
in terms of like
I think they brought that up at the meeting, and they said they didn't want to be known as London or whatever. Go ahead, Shanette. Sorry, I was just like back.
So all of that, they said all of that, and they also no, it's cool. So then they said also about their plans. So just to enforce what I've just said, and Commit and Sinead, and I know you guys will have more. They definitely see, what their words, they see so much potential in the Too Real show and what we have to offer, and they basically want to get us polished in order,
Yeah.
I guess, to fit. Obviously, can work with us, but to fit what their idea that they have for us. But obviously, we've got our own ideas anyway. And they, on saying that, then they went on to talk about, and I guess this was kind of like them using leverage to draw us in, because they can actually see that even though we don't have that kind of professional media setup, with the small stuff what we have, they can see that we've done a very good job. And in terms of the interviews that we pulled in as well, the leverage that they sold us, well, not sold, that they tried to sell us with, or that they're putting out there, is within a year, at the moment they're a weekend station, but after a year they expect to be like, now moving forward, to being weekdays. They also said about expanding internationally. So they've got a action plan in place in terms of their progress and their development and how they want to be seen. And they definitely love the idea of what Two Real is about in terms of what we stand for and our core mission statement, in terms of we're writing our narrative. We don't care what anybody else has got to say in terms of our African heritage and our culture. We're writing the narrative, and we stood quite clear on that. Would you not say, Kemet, that that's what we're about, giving
Most definitely.
information? We're about imparting the knowledge and setting the narrative straight. Not even straight, just saying this is what it is.
Most definitely.
So that's as much as I can remember.
Yeah.
Any questions, anyone, with regards to that so far?
Yes, greetings.
Greetings, Brother Galactic.
Greetings.
Yes, greetings. Yeah, greetings, everybody. Yeah, in terms of international, what are they talking about? What it would look like if you all have to go on an international? What are you going international to do? What would you be doing in an international? Say, for instance, they decide, okay, you're going to America, for instance. What would you be going there to do?
Right.
What does it look like?
Good question. Because what we didn't cover just now, what we forgot, is that they were saying we've got a segment of Two Real. I know you guys normally just see the lives and stuff, but we also have a segment called the Real, not the Real Deal. Is it Two
Two Real Seal?
No, not Two Real Seal. Is what Real? Is it Real Talk? I'm sure it's Real Talk, something like that, where we're on the streets and we talk to people on the streets. As you see, we did the Lovers Rock thing in the park. We've done what's the other things we've done? Lovers Rock in the park. We did where we're out there in the park and speaking to the artists and so forth and the audience. We've done the radio in the park, doing the same thing. Where we're interviewing out on the road. We did Cinnamon Leaf. We're actually out in black businesses, black environments, and we're interviewing, than opposed to just being in the studio doing a live. And those will go up on our YouTube channel. We've got so much footage that we haven't even put out yet. So their aspect, what they were saying, is that they love the lives and all that, but they've got their own project where it is a segment where we do the Real to the Street. They had that idea already called, but they want it to be called Woman to Woman. So my thing, I said at the meeting, well, we do that already. We go out on the streets. It's not just there's so much things we do. We interview people, we've even interviewed you ourselves, Galactic. We do go out and we interview people. We even did a short interview with you. Well, I did at the first Labyrinth where I met you. So that we already do that on the streets. But because we have one thing, what I don't know if all of you are aware of, that Two Real has different segments. It's not just straight lives. It's got so much different pockets that's been going on. So the segment, what they want us to do about being on the streets, I said to them, we already do that. So their thing was cool, because that's what they wanted to write us in to do, because they love it. But their thing was they want it to be called Woman to Woman. So I said to them, I don't get it. Is it Woman to Woman because we're just going to be interviewing women? So they were saying, no, it's not for it's not about woman. Not you be doing the same thing what you're doing now. So I said, well, I don't understand the woman to woman. Is it because we're two women and we're doing it, but it still doesn't sit right with me, do you know? So it was part of the thing of where we go away, discuss it with the team and come back and before we seal anything. But in the meantime, we're supposed to come back to them last week, Saturday, and we hadn't. But I had spoken to them because they phoned myself, kept phoning me and kept phoning Sinead. And I said to them, we'd definitely come back this Saturday because I think they're pretty desperate for us to seal the deal.
Okay.
Oh,
To answer
sorry.
the question.
Sorry, Jazz, sorry. Just to answer your question, Galactic. So the international bit, what you're talking about, would be the same thing. What we do here, it would be like, well, if there's something groundbreaking, if we go to Atlanta, we might have to film. We go to the Caribbean, same thing. It's the same thing that we would do here. We'd do it out there as well. That's what they'd want us to do.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and my question is, I have several questions. I'll start with this. What are their objectives?
Who's that
Who
to?
is their audience? I suppose to anybody that can answer it, because I wasn't at the meeting. So I'm hoping that people that were at the meeting can say what they stated that their objectives are.
Are their objectives, you mean them as a station or their objectives for us? Which one do you mean?
Both.
All right, their objectives as a station is to change the narrative, to bring about balance, because we know on local stations it's all we ever see about our people is negativity, negativity, negativity. And it goes back to that saying, Brother Galactic, you probably can say it about the lion and the hunter and the tail. So they want to do that. You put that proverb into action. So the narrative is not set by the hunter, but it's set by the lion. So it's from our narrative. That's not ours as in Turo, but from
No, yeah.
as the objective is to change the narrative and the negativity around Black people. The objective for us is to have us to do the same, keep on doing the same thing, because we'll be someone set on that forum. That's what that would be, doing that, because they're already seeing what we do.
Hey, if I
got
interject,
that right.
just to give you some background information, these are no, you're right, because these are ex-CEOs and executives, heads, Choice FM, that actually started Choice FM how many years ago, and I think they told us that to basically inform us that that's kind of like their thing in terms of the community, and wanting to have that kind of same audience that it was attracted to Choice FM.
Okay. And their objectives for Too Real?
I thought I said it.
No, I hear what you're saying. You said two things, Kem. Objectives from their perspective, but objectives for you, because you said they want it to be called woman to woman. Where does Too Real come into it?
I think
their objective is to set the narrative from a positive perspective, because we know the regular media doesn't set it from a positive perspective in relation to
get that
people.
Bit.
So then I thought I went on to say, but maybe I didn't make myself clear, that they see that Too Real does that. So their objective for Too Real is to do that, to continue that, because they see we do it. Maybe I didn't say it.
I think these are good questions
right,
that maybe
the point,
you should write down, so that
writing them down.
Yeah, so that once
just
you have a
the
meeting again. Sorry.
they actually
continue to be real.
They actually say, Kemet, that Jasmine, just for your information, they actually just say they love everything about us and they don't want to change anything. They did make a point of saying that they have other communities as well as Black community that listen into the radio station. So we might have to be careful about what we say and how, not what we say, how we say it, how we word it. But they didn't want to change anything about us. So to be honest, from my point of view, I believe that they have an agenda in terms of what they want Too Real for. They definitely want us because they know that we have this mission in, you know, in terms of the narrative, the information that we give out, and they know we're not budging. But at the same time, I do think they have and I think the agenda is in line with their objective, in the sense that they can see that people are watching us, they can see that people are interested, and they want to pull in our audience into theirs,
Okay.
but they're not really saying
Yeah, I
that too
agree.
much.
So can I
Okay.
just quickly say, so basically what we're saying is that they want you to do what you do, but they want to give you a professional platform. However, with this professional platform, you have to rein in how you speak,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, like to say, so you won't be your authentic selves. You have to sort of,
Somewhat, they want them to be their authentic self. I
Not
didn't get.
necessarily.
Yeah, I didn't get that they didn't from the meeting. I didn't get that they didn't want them to be their authentic self. But obviously, at the same time, this is a big platform that's trying to go. It's national and international. So, I mean, they want them to be careful.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get what
I, do you get what I mean? Maybe I took okay. Play the game a little bit, but be your authentic self. Did
Yeah,
you not get
absolutely.
that?
Yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah.
right, Sinead. Remember, we had a discussion about it afterwards. It was about staying true
Yeah.
to who we are, staying true to ourselves, staying true to the knowledge, the information, the narrative. However, we're, you know, just to be real, instead of saying like we can be very harsh on the Too Real show, and we can say things. It's just saying exactly the same thing, but just maybe rewording it.
But
In a more
So it's just about us
diplomatic way.
being smart.
you remember when they said
Yeah,
that?
it's about us.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeanette.
No, I was saying it was just about
Oh,
us
go
being
on.
smart. What they're telling us, basically be smart about how you say things, but the message still gets out and is understood.
But you remember I said to them when they said that it'd be very hard for me to be something other than I am. And you guys always say to me, you can't say this, you can't, or hitting me or something, or trying to curb it. And they said, no. Yeah, I had to tell them straight. I had to let them know what they're up against, because it's very hard for me to kind of be something other than I am. I said, I'm not that person. So they said, no, but we love it because we call
Yeah,
it
I don't think it's about being something
the
other than what.
diamond in the rough. Do you remember?
Yeah, they did
Because I
say that.
made it
I
very
think it's just
clear.
a change in vocabulary. Like instead of saying,
Okay.
Like I can't. They probably wouldn't want me to say crackers if I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
instead of
whatever.
saying
They want me
cracker.
to say
European.
Europeans or Caucasians. I can still say what I say, like
Yeah.
burn down racist, but they wouldn't want me to say burn down crackers. Do you know what I mean? They want me to say burn down racist or
The
something.
greatest thing is that you know that. At least you know that.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
the greatest thing is you know that. I watch Piers Morgan all the time, and people absolutely hate him and loathe him. He's a realist, but he's respectful in what he says. He does pick and choose his words very carefully. However, some people may not like his tone or what he says, but yet still, he's the most popular person on television. Do you understand?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He's harsh, but he's careful with how he delivers it to an
yeah,
extent.
yeah,
I can't
he's
guarantee that I'm
exactly.
gonna be careful though.
Sorry?
Say that again.
I can't guarantee that I can deliver. I could be careful.
Well, these
But
are the
Listen,
things
if
you
you're
need
signing a
to
if
figure
you're
out.
signing a
Otherwise,
contract, you're held.
Hmm?
If you're
but
signing a
the
contract, you're held accountable.
exactly. So, and
Right.
it's
So
either you don't
something you're
sign
gonna
the
have to
contract and you don't go into it, or you accept their terms and you
yeah,
do what you need to do. So these are it's the reason why we're having this meeting. Why are you going to do that and accept their terms?
exactly. So put it this
good
way,
thing
will
about
you
it
be
as well is that it's
responsible?
not
Say for
live.
instance,
It's not live. It's filmed. It's pre-recorded.
oh, so it
Yeah.
can be great stuff. So if Kemet says something untowards, are both of us held accountable? Are we held accountable individually? Or are we held accountable as Too Real? How does it work?
I think
It's a
I think
question we need to ask them.
I actually think personally that it would be, obviously the individual will be held accountable, but we all have to take it on board, because it's about all of us sort of like you know, basically if Kemet's not gonna, if she's gonna keep on just saying and saying and saying, we have to be able to say, Kemet, keep on schooling her and saying, do you know what I mean? That's not the way to be said. And before we go on air, remember, this is, I mean, we're gonna be able to do the research, and if we know we would say something how we would normally say it, then we'll have to find ways to say it before we go on. Do you know what I mean? So we all have to take accountability, I guess.
I hear you.
We're all
Okay.
responsible
So
for
it's
ourselves and each other.
So it's okay to correct. So it's okay to correct each other on the live, yeah? We say on the live, what's recorded. So say for instance, Kemet was to say something, yeah? And I was to say, and I turn around and said to her while we're recording, well, I wouldn't quite say it like that, Kem. That would be a nudge. That would be
I think that's fine.
a subtle reminder.
Yeah.
Don't say it like that, say it like this. Do you know what I mean?
Fine. I think that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, no problems. Sorry, is that everything? Because I got another question. Is there a contract?
Yeah, there will be a contract. There will be an agreement. I've said
Okay.
that.
Do they pay for international travel and do they pay for expenses?
At this present moment, there will be no payment.
So if they want you to travel somewhere, you've got to pay your.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Go on. Internationally, no. But they did say. Did they say if it was locally and stuff like that, they would?
Yeah, I think locally.
Yeah. Until they get their feet off the ground.
Yeah. Are there training opportunities?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have they been in operation for?
They launched a couple of weeks ago, but they've been setting up for over a year, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Who chooses the topic?
We forgot to mention is that it's
Too Real do.
Okay.
I think it's a mixture. They said they want Too Real to like take the lead and take the initiative with the project.
But if they see,
that's what I got from
it. Continue
as we are really, but just
do it as well.
Yeah.
Which people do anyway. I don't think there's anything different, much different from what we do now, because we do take the lead and do it. But there are people that say, I want you guys to film this or whatever, like when we did the jazz cafe and stuff like that. You're going to always have people that say, well, I want you to interview this person. I want you to. I don't think anything's much different.
Would your contract be that if you're contracted with them, will you still be allowed to do your own live feeds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's
our question. Two things just to let you know that it's going to be it's available through an app. So a lot of people have downloaded the app already. So if you're if you want to watch our show, you'd go on the app and you'd put in Too Real or whatever, and then you'd be able to watch the show as it is. And it's also available via a website as well. So that's the first thing. Forgot my train of thought with the second thing. What was the second? Oh, I forgot. Don't worry. If I remember, I'll come back.
Okay. How flexible are they with the name of the show?
Well, I said to them.
That's what I was going to say. Go on, Kem. You can do this one.
You want to take it? Okay.
No, go ahead. You do it, because you brought, like, we had this conversation, but you had a lot to say on it, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, I definitely not happy with, like I said in the beginning of this meeting, it's exactly what I said to them about the woman to woman, relating to the name. And they did contact me again a couple of days ago, and I said, there goes, have you had any thoughts though, Kemet? And I said to them, yeah, I'm not happy with the Too Real. Not happy with the woman to woman, because I don't get it, and I don't think it represents what we're about. But I understand why they want it to be woman to woman or a name of their own, because that means they take ownership. Because you remember Too Real, in terms of having Too Real continuing, it's like if we could leave with Too Real at any time, and they see Too Real and they see it as something that's going to be of high achievement. So would they know we could take Too Real and say later for you and go at any time, if we're not under the contract or the stipulation in the contract that allows us to do that? But they know if we're woman to woman and we've made a name with that, they have ownership of that. So, which I don't have a problem with that if it's another segment. But if you want us to do what we're doing, this is what I said to them, continue as we are, then I'm not down with woman to woman because I don't get it. So he asked me, what do I think? Can I give him some ideas, give him some ideas? So I said, well, I still want it to be 2 Rel, and we can negotiate another name that's in cumbersome of 2 Rel as well, but I and something else, but I want 2 Rel to remain for whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then if you have it as 2 Rel, then wouldn't it get a bit messy and confusing and sticky if then you say it, like when you're going into the contract or whatnot, then they can say, well, they've been a part of the 2 Rel, they have rights to the 2 Rel brand then.
Yeah, but I've never made myself clear, but in terms of 2 Rel on the streets or 2 Rel or Rel Talk, something to do with Rel Talk, 2 Rel presents Rel Talk, or something like that. Or if they want us to do a show that's a part of the segment that's woman to woman, 2 Rel presents woman to woman. It has to be like that. You understand what's there? But I don't think, I said to them, I don't think, because what we got, this is a thing for me, and maybe Galactic and Sister Samantha and Jasmine can jump in on this because you're seeing it from a different perspective. But this is a thing for me. 2 Rel has marketed itself already. It's a brand, okay, and it's a brand what they fed into, what they liked, and what they see in the videos and what they like.
Correct.
So my thing is, do we let go of the brand and just keep it moving, or do we continue with what's ours?
Can I ask you a question? An important question. Have you registered 2 Rel
No,
as your authentic name, because this is getting serious now. So if you don't want them to take it, you're going to have to be clever enough to register that name, number one. And they use 2 Rel.
I agree.
In conjunction with, or presenting, not in conjunction with nothing, presenting woman to woman. Yeah?
Yeah.
And that way you safeguard your name. So the first thing you need to do is register your name. Yeah, that's yours. Nobody can take it from you once it's registered.
Okay.
Yeah. So any royalties will be yours. The 2 Rel side will be yours.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to add that in. I don't suggest you ever, as you just said, get rid of 2.
But
Get
I
rid
don't
of
know
2
why
Rel.
I didn't register it though. I know it's copyrighted, but I don't know about registering. I don't know if Howard did it when I asked him to. I've got to check that. I will check.
That's okay. We're discussing it now, so you can. I know first thing tomorrow morning you'll be on it.
You know that.
Very important. This is getting serious. Because if one person will like you, there are several others that are going to like you. Yeah?
100%.
I'm glad I raised that. Yeah.
Thank you for that one.
You're so welcome.
Because the amount of work that's gone into it,
exactly,
to go into it, it's not to be taken lightly. It's not,
exactly.
too much work has gone in non-stop.
Yeah. Let's see. How soon do they want you to start?
Well, we have to start filming as of yesterday because it's 12. Is it 12 a month?
No, they said January, innit?
No, they want to put it out by February. Remember?
Yeah, so I thought they wanted to start filming by January, they said.
But you have to sign your contracts first, don't you? You can't just...
Yeah, we can't do that,
yeah.
Which we're not going to do until after we conclude how we want it to go, because we're meeting them this Saturday. They want to come back and what have you got? Because and I'm going to tell you that now, if I don't like what I hear on Saturday, there ain't going to be no contract.
Well, that's why you need to formulate to what today should be about, is putting all the questions that you need to put to them so that it's clear and concise, the answers. Exactly like what Judy's questions are, you need to write them down, and everybody else come up with questions so that it's clear. You can write them down and look at them, and then relay them, answer them questions at the meeting, so that it's clear and concise, and everybody knows exactly what page everyone is on.
Absolutely. I mean, we should even have minutes for this right now, to be quite honest. So you're
Being
walking with your
recorded.
minutes, you're walking with your questions, and you're walking with your excellent. So you can go over it. You can write down your questions. Say this is what was been decided. This is what we've discussed, and this is what we strongly present as a team.
Once you're contracted, you're contracted. There's no room
anyone
for
to think that we're idiots or anything. Yeah, because there's minutes being taken. There's being recorded where we can get minutes from, and we've got an agenda set. So I'm saying we really have to. What we need to do is just say let's come with the questions what we think, like you, Judy, for example. Look, make sure you ask this, that. Let's do let's just,
because a word of warning, there's no room when you're being contracted into something. There's no room for waffle. It's different if when somebody's asking, like Judy, what's your what is their objective? Yeah, and you may think you know what their objective is, but is that what they've said clearly and concisely what their objective is? Because they will have that in the contract, and if you think it's something different, and then later on down the line it's like, well, you're not meeting these objectives, and they say, well, it's in your contract, and do you understand? You can't be saying, oh, well, I thought it was this. These are the questions you need to get to them and get the answers.
The contract, before I forget, Judy had a question about contracts which I weren't sure of.
Yeah.
We need to know before any contract is signed.
Yeah, how long you're held in a contract for?
These are good questions.
Is financially, is there any financial reward or training included, or how long can you be held in a contract for? Can you come out of the contract at what point can you come out of the contract?
You renegotiate the contract?
Renegotiate. Well done. Well done.
What needs to be made clear, if we I'm under the impression it doesn't matter whether you're getting paid or not. If you sign a contract or verbally you have a contract, you're liable for that contract and what's in there. Or is that, do you have to be paid for that?
Yeah, but if you're not, if they say, if you're in the contract and they said you're not getting paid, or it's voluntary right now, okay, we don't have to pay you, and you agree to that and you sign that contract and you sign a 5-year contract, and by 1 year in, they're making millions off your show, and you're saying, well, where's our cut? They can say to you, no, you got another 4 years, love. So even if we're making millions per episode,
it doesn't matter whether
we don't have to pay you.
That was my point that we spoke about earlier on, Ken.
I'm saying
that was my point. You see,
so that I was right then. So it doesn't matter whether you're getting paid or not. It's what you signed to or what you agreed to. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But what you can state in the contract is if you start making a certain amount, we would expect to get some sort of payment. And even, do you understand?
Because you have to be clear what's in the contract. Well, before you sign it. But the point is, it doesn't. Once you sign that contract, it doesn't matter if you're getting paid or not. It's still valid. That's the one thing what everyone needs to know who didn't know that before they're on the forum. That was a question you had.
It depends what is written in the contract.
No, you're missing the point still. The question what you asked is, if they're not, no, you didn't make a question, you made a statement. Even the contract can't hold if you're not getting paid. And I said to you, it doesn't matter if I don't know. I said Sinead's the best person, but I said if you're not getting paid or not, once you agree to what's in a contract, verbally or written, you are liable.
Yeah, even if you're not
we better make sure that the contract is written. In our favor.
That's why you have to make sure, because you are liable whether you are getting paid or not.
It doesn't matter if you're not getting paid.
Is that right, Sinead, or not?
Yeah.
Because
it doesn't matter if you're getting paid.
It doesn't matter whether you're getting paid or not.
If you said you're doing it for free for 5 years, and in that contract, and you sign that contract, best believe it's at their discretion if they want to pay you, if they're making 10 million off over those 5 years. If they want to give you £100 and you're like, what's this? You made 10 million. That's your business, because you signed the contract to say that you won't be getting paid for 5 years.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Is that
That's what I'm saying.
once
We
we
find out what's in that. We have to negotiate the contract anyway. That's just common sense.
this is what so what I was going
Okay.
to say is it's important that everything that we're saying now is noted, like the bullet points is noted in terms of the agreement, in terms of what we've spoken about, in terms of the contract being paid, the duration of the agreement, all of that. We know all of that down. The fact is, when we get the contract, we're not just going to sign it willy-nilly anyway.
We have to bring
Myself,
it
Kim will
back,
go over it, Sinead will go over it,
and
then
we
we'll
bring
bring
it
it
back to
back.
the
We'll
team
even
before
show
we
it
sign
to
it.
an entertainment and then but even before that, we'll give it to an entertainment lawyer who can have a look at it for us, because it is serious.
I
Do you
would
know what I mean?
advise that you get a lawyer. You're right. I'm not a solicitor.
No, we'll have you look at it. No,
So
we'll have you look at it in terms of the points that were raised today, Sinead. I think
yeah,
that's
because I'm
important.
not a
And
practicing
obviously,
solicitor, so I registered, so I cannot. I wouldn't take that responsibility on to
oh, that makes sense.
actually. Yeah.
As well as everybody else on the forum. So like it's good that you guys are gonna see the contract, have a look at it, raise
Yeah.
any notes, any points, anything that's not on there that we still want to raise or we want to add in. We note that and bullet point that as well. And then once we've all done that, then we can go to an entertainment lawyer and have someone look at it for us before we sign anything.
Okay.
Does Two Real have money to pay for an entertainment lawyer, or do you have one on like a friend?
Well, we'll have to find somebody, or we'll have to get paid. So we'll have to definitely find somebody, Sam. I don't know. Do you know what they charge, Sinead, on entertainment lawyers?
I haven't got a clue. I'm not in that industry at
Sure,
all.
at least
Sinead, are you there?
150 a half an hour. Last I checked, and that was ages.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. No more than about 100 to 200 quid for
And if
something
you have
like
to
that.
go over your thing and get you to sign it as a, it's more, it's added on. But normally some of them can be all 300 for an hour. Depends.
Mm.
But could they charge you that once you start making? Could they add that on? Could you write that or you have to pay that up front?
You're gonna have to pay it because it's not in their favor.
No, it's in our best
That
interest,
would be
in
in
it.
our favor, so we have to get it. It's not in their favor. They'll be glad.
And I'll tell you something, it's worth it.
Yeah, I know it's worth it. I've watched enough telly to know that. I've been watching telly for years. I've seen all different cases, and I'm thinking to myself, it's just worth it. Put it that way. Money well spent.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's worth it. A lot of people do these things and they do it off the back of, oh, it'll be good, it will help us, and they don't do an agreement, they don't get it checked over, and then basically what happens is it comes back to their show blows, they do really, really well, or they make millions, and then the next week, why are you laughing, Kim?
Yeah.
Huh?
What's funny, Kim?
Was I laughing?
Emmett, why are you laughing?
I was looking at my Instagram, was I laughing though? I didn't even notice.
Oh. Yeah, you was. But anyway, that matter. What I was saying is, and the next thing you know, Jasmine, as you said, these people are friends, good friends, have known each other forever, whatever. Next thing you know, it all blows up. You know what I mean?
Yep. I've seen it many times. I've lived long enough on the planet for me to see that I've learned off other people's experiences, So yeah, entertainment lawyer is a must. I'm sure you guys in the entertainment industry. Shanette, you must know people. You're in the entertainment industry. Do you not know any lawyers?
Yeah, there's a couple of people that I can call on.
That would be good. Okay, what's the time now? 1:30. Is there anything else? Because I have to go.
Okay. Well, we'll continue then if you.
I think
we have to sort out what was gonna.
Those things that were raised.
Today, so.
I can stay for a little while longer, but I can't stay till 11.
Galactic and Samantha, what are you? Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say that you really do need to know what you're not willing to do before you go into the room with them.
Absolutely.
Exactly what you're not willing to do, but they can't negotiate you down on.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like with this
Yeah.
thing, your name, if that's something that you're strong on, before when you go into the room, if that's what you've decided before you go in, don't let them talk you out of it.
That's non-negotiable, though. Kem did say that, didn't you, Kem?
Yeah. And with regards to like the entertainment lawyer, right? Especially if it's friend and friend, even after you've got it checked by that person, you need to have it, go through it again yourselves, because just in case they add the little small print in to include themselves, for your future, to be representing you in the future with, and it's in the small print that you didn't notice. So just, the due diligence, that's all, I can think of right now.
Yeah, you can even get it signed via an affidavit from a lawyer, can't you?
Yeah. But
which will certify
I
it.
wanted to let's go to agenda 3 in terms of article on the agenda item 3. What's you guys' opinions in terms of what do you think we should be going back with? How does it fit with you guys, even in terms of the name? Do you think it's negotiable? Do you think it's not negotiable? Do you think I just want to hear what you guys have to say in terms of it, because we want to go forward on Saturday with something concrete, tangible, and for the betterment, not just of 2Real, but for the community as a whole.
You guys need to know whether you're all united, if you're all going to be putting in the same energy, if you're going to pick up on each other's strengths and weaknesses and work together so that, to fill in any cracks, so when you go in strong, and united, I think you lot need to discuss that before you enter into anywhere in front of anybody, that your strengths and your weaknesses, who's doing what, who's going to take up the slack here, who's going to do this, that, when, how, by when, things like that.
I think it's really important because at the moment there are 3 of us, and at the moment they're only looking for 2 people. So in one respect it's really good, because then there's somebody on the sideline, which is myself, to continue being the support that I was trying to be before, because ever since Shanette left 2Real and she went off for a break, Kemet was holding the fort a lot on her own, and it became a lot of, even though she did really well, you could see the tiredness in her and the pressure on one person. So I think it's good to have 3 people, even though it's called 2Real. It's not the fact that you need to change the name or anything. The name 2Real is fantastic, but it's good to have that additional support for when one person is tired or one person can't make it, as opposed to having 3 people or one person doing it on their own. Do you know what I mean?
That's
So
without
at least you've
a
got
doubt.
a
And
buffer.
after we left the meeting,
And maybe not
sorry,
even
I'm
so
just
when someone's tired, maybe just like rotate the 3 of you, but there's just 2 people on the platform, at any
Yeah.
one,
I did suggest, I spoke to Kemet before, and I did suggest getting a male host as well, because I think when you've got a male host as well, it gives it a different balance, a different energy, a different vibration to the group of women, and when it's not just coming from a woman's perspective. When we're interviewing people out in the community as a whole is made up of both male and female. So I think it'll be interesting on the show to do lives or to do interviews with a male host as opposed to a female host. So there's a unique balance, and that should be like that. We should always be getting 2 sides of the story, not just one. Do you know what I mean? Does anyone disagree?
No, we spoke about that before, actually. One of the things that myself and Kemet spoke about, which was like when you came around as well, Jasmine, having a male on the show as well as a co-host too. That was
Yeah, I
something that
think
we
it would be
did.
really good.
Galactic, as a male, have you got anything to say in terms of what you've heard so far? Is Galactic there?
He might be on silence.
I can't see where he's muted. It might have muted us. I don't know.
Yeah, he's there, but oh, his mic's not muted. His camera's muted. He might have left the room for a bit.
But in terms of in pages to Samantha, when we had the discussion, myself, Kemet and Sinead, I believe we were all on the kind of same page in terms of the name Woman to Woman. Kemet raised a very good point, of which we agreed in terms of the Woman to Woman speaks more about you know, it sounds like a female show. It sounds like women talking to women. It doesn't sound inclusive, and therefore, we felt that because Too Real has already got its 16 followers, getting new followers, and we have an audience, it just made sense that we would bring Too Real to their platform, and we suggested Woman to Woman hosted by Too Real, so that way it kind of protects us, it protects their segment, Woman to Woman, and everybody kind of wins from that. Do you know what I mean?
It makes sense to me. Yeah.
So I think we're definitely on the same page there. And also as well, we've got so much more guests that we're going to be interviewing that's going to be beneficial for them for sure. And even bring back some of the guests that we've interviewed in the past. You know, it just makes a lot of sense. They've already done their launch. If we was to go ahead with Ultra Vision TV, then we could also do our own little launch, which will be again beneficial for them. Do you know what I mean? To announce this new show that we're on, this platform that we're on. Yeah. Because I believe it will be doing it the way they want to do it, woman to woman. I think that will be kind of sticky. And I think doing woman to woman hosted by Too Real, I think it makes it more self-explanatory and easy. But also as well, the woman to woman, we need to understand more what that concept is, because even if it is Too Real, a woman to woman hosted by Too Real, what does woman to woman actually stand for? Because it doesn't make it broad, as Kemet said. It's not inclusive. It just sounds like a bunch of women sitting down talking about women's issues.
It might be useful to have another name, at hand before you enter that meeting on Saturday, so you can suggest, okay, you don't like woman to woman, but we've got this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So number one, have another name that you of your choice that you choose, and see what they have to say about that. But there's another question I wanted to ask about us as women and us as a collective working together. If there is any discrepancies amongst us, or if there's any ill or bad feeling amongst us as women, it needs to be aired out before we make that decision, or before we go in front of those people and say, this is what we are, this is what we do. Because the last thing we want is for any ill feeling, bad feeling to come out after you've signed a contract. Do you understand? So if you have a preference working with somebody, for instance, and you don't want to work with another one, but you're not saying, guess what? It's going to come out on your face on the day. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you've got a specific topic that you don't want to do with your co-host, it's going to come out on the day, because your whole behavior will show in front of the camera. And where it's not about us, as Jeanette keeps reminding me, it's about the message. So we need to be real as possible as women. You understand? And be honest with our emotions and our feelings towards other people, or else it's not going to work.
I don't think
it will be awful if it doesn't work. It will be awful if it doesn't work for two. Like you're working with someone and then you don't like working with the other person. It will show. It will come out. And we're not about that. Well, I hope we're not about that.
Is there something actually that you want to say? Like, is there any have you felt that already? Because I'm not understanding.
I've said exactly what I've wanted to say. That I honestly, I don't get my words twisted ever, because I'm really thoughtful about what I say before I say it. So if there's something about somebody that you don't like, I think everybody should say. It could be my energy, it could be my voice, it could be, I don't know, if something you found out about me,
Just to interject,
you know.
Jasmine, if there was anything
And
on my
I'm
part, and I
talking
believe,
to everybody.
no, but
I'm
that's what I'm
talking to
saying.
everybody,
I
not
think
one
No, I
particular
understand that.
person.
It's not, this is not aimed at you or anybody else. I'm just saying that in response to what you said, if there was any kind of ill feeling or anything like that, I believe that people would say what they feel. I don't think it would be held back. Myself and Kemi have known each other for many years, and if we have anything to say, we'll say how we feel. And I think that just goes across the board, to be quite honest. I don't think, I do understand definitely when you say in terms of a topic, if there's a particular topic that we're not too hot on or whatever. But again, even that, I feel that that's something that we've always done. Like, we've presented topics before. Kemet says she doesn't really like a topic and I've really liked it, or vice versa. Not had that with you at present, but that's something that has happened in the past where we've not. Am I wrong, Kemet? We've there's but certain topics that you've
yeah.
liked and I haven't liked, and we've addressed it. Do you know what I mean? So in
But
terms of,
I think what Jasmine means as well, and Jasmine, you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to be like I'm getting on at anyone or anything, but I do think Jasmine has a point in the sense of we have to know what we're doing if we're going to move on, because these are serious times in the sense given an opportunity, which is, I think it's a blessed opportunity, but that's just my opinion. Even for someone who don't do TV and all that, I do think it's a blessed opportunity, and I know within myself that I have to be sure because I know I'm left holding the fort. I can't jump ship because where I thought I could have jumped ship, like to hell with it. I realize I can't. So when people used to say to me, "But Kemet, you are too real," and it is about you in the sense that you're out there and you're more vocal, you're doing it, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's about everybody and all of us in it. It's only when I was left in it on my own by default, it made me look at things in a different perspective. Do you understand? And I think this, for me, that's the only thing that I want because I want everybody to eat in it. I want everyone to grow. That's all I've ever wanted. I don't want to be nowhere and leave anybody behind. That's not me. I want everyone to grow. But if ask me if I thought two roles, and I can see why people would say, and I'm just saying it from a black tip, and I want us to learn from this lesson, all of us on a conscious level. I can honestly say when people say, yeah, as soon as people reach somewhere, then they drop other people or stuff like that. Sometimes I see the reason why, and it's not about dropping or, yeah, now because they're getting big, they think it's about them. And sometimes it's not nothing to do with that. It is because of you're placed in that position by default. It's like, for example, Jeanette's got a company called Lock, and I know if anything happens, Jeanette, with anybody in there, Locke will still continue what he's doing because of Jeanette, right? Regardless of Jeanette, if Jeanette wanted it that way or not, because she values Locke. And I felt it too real. I thought Jeanette didn't have the same value or anybody else for too real like I did. Only by default. This is what I'm saying. It was solely by default, not because of any. And I'm not getting at you, Jeanette, or anyone else, or Jasmine, or anyone else. I'm speaking about everybody. I just felt that because, and I want. I'm saying that to say, if we're gonna do this, it's just on the back of what you're saying, Jasmine. If we're gonna do this, and if we really want to do it, let's all just do it. Seize the opportunity. Let's all grow. Because when let's face it, we might never get an opportunity like this again. So it's either we take it as a team, or I keep it moving with another team. This is all I'm saying, and I am prepared to do that. Do I want to do that? No, no, I don't. But I'm only thinking on that level because how I was left throughout the whole of Black History Month, for whole of International Black History Month, that kind of way. And I know I don't want to focus on the negatives. So I'm not about that at this point in time. I just want us to move forward. I want us to grow, and we, like Jeanette says, well, it's not about us. And I think we've been given that opportunity so that we can put other people on that platform. We can draw reference to sickle cell cause. We can draw a reference to Galactic Cloud and what he's doing. We could draw a platform for Locke and what they're doing. We could draw a reference for your council and what you're doing. And we could draw a reference for my consciousness and get people on there. It's an opportunity what we might never have again. And I'm not prepared to let, if it doesn't blow, let it blow on it. Don't blow on its own accord, but don't let it not blow because of us and stupidness. I just don't think it. I just don't think. I think we have the power, all of us, to make it everything we do go on a higher heights. I really do believe that. Otherwise, I won't be wasting my time. Those of you on the platform, apart from Galactic, because he doesn't know me that well, but everybody else on there knows me very well, and I keep it moving.
Can I just say something? And it's going back because it was what Jasmine said, because it was very similar to what I, had raised just before Jasmine spoke, when I'm talking about this unity before you step into this, contract with people or even into their room, that everybody knows how everybody is and whatsoever. Jasmine did say that when she said everybody on the platform, so she wasn't speaking about just yourself and Jeanette. So she's talking about all 6 of us that's on this platform now. If we've got anything to say, if we've got any kind of feeling, all right, I can just say that I don't have any ill feeling towards anybody, right? But I do have discomfort, all right? I'm with Too Real. I've seen you guys from when you began, and I love it. You've got my backing, but and I'm going from when you first started, and the energies that you was giving off. Right? You've had a hiccup, whatever you want to call it, and I was emotionally involved with it. Maybe too much, I don't know, right? And try to fix it or help fix it, do something about it. I'm not sure whether it was fixed, if it was corrected. I don't know what lays now, but all I do know is that even since then, other things have come to me that I didn't know before, and it's upset my flow. So it's not a case of, oh, I wouldn't be involved. You don't have my full support, but I do feel a bit confused, deflated. But I don't think that this platform is the time for me to openly say what it is that's affecting my emotions, because I didn't bring it to the platform when I was trying to help correct things, so, and I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't bring it to the platform. I'll just bring it to whoever it is that is affecting me, because they're not doing it deliberately to affect me. It's just that the actions have affected me, and it makes me question that person's character, and everybody's entitled to be the character that they are. I'm not saying, but people affect people in different ways, and it's like, it's a conversation I do have to have with an individual, but that can be done, and it wouldn't affect how I would support Too Real.
Too Real.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sam.
And
I'm grateful for the conversation.
And just to add to what Sam's saying, just a little bit, in terms of, if I have any kind of ill feeling to anyone, which I don't, trust me, I wouldn't bring it on a platform like this either. I'm just gonna have a conversation with that person. I'm not a person anyway in my personal life to basically, when someone says something to me, to take something and just run with it. I ask questions. What did you mean by that? I need to understand. And if I felt that any of you had said anything to me, before I come to my own conclusion in my own head, because of the respect that I have for you all, and because of how I value you, and because of the unity that we need in our community, I'm going to give every single one of you that respect and have a conversation with you to figure out, okay, what was this about? I just need to understand, because I ain't God, I'm not perfect, and I make mistakes. So at the end of the day, and a lot of the times when we impose things on people, it's because of our own self and how we feel within ourselves, and then we put that on somebody else. So for me, before I do that, I'm going to have a conversation with someone to figure out what the situation is. But at this point, I don't have any ill feeling towards any one of you, like my sisters and my bros, and that's it. and we're all working towards the same agenda.
Right, okay. Anyone else?
Is Brother Galactic still there?
He might have fallen asleep, bless him. He appears to be one of the participants. His mic is on, it seems, but his camera's off. He might have fallen asleep. The man might be tired. I'm grateful to be part of this meeting tonight, by the way. I'm really grateful that I was invited to be part of this meeting. But it's 5 minutes to 11 and I have to run. I wish us great success for the future, and I really do pray the ancestors walk with you in your hearts and your minds, and may your third eye of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding be wide open on Saturday when you go for this interview discussion with Ultravision. But right about now, I have to depart, I'm afraid.
Ashe,
Yep.
Ashe, thank you for that.
And I
Thank
look
you,
forward to
Jasmine.
hearing. You're welcome. You're welcome. I look forward to hearing from you, beautiful queens, again real soon. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And you have a good evening.
Sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Okay.
Bye, love.
Bye, my darling.
Bye, darling. Bye.
So what we are taking back to the meeting then? Let's conclude then. Action for the next.
I think you need to register your company first thing in the morning, just protect yourself. You know, I just assumed that you guys were registered already. The company's house.
We can it can be. You have a company already, right? What is it? Do you have a limited?
Yeah.
Is it Parasis or is it 100 Black Women?
100 Black Women.
So what we can do is and this is just a suggestion, Sister Samantha, you guys might agree, you may not. We can also, to save in terms of timing, we can always do 2 Real trading as.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we could do 2 Real trading as 100 Black Women of London.
Black Women of London. It still comes under the same remit.
I think it's a good idea if that's what you guys want to do. Saves time, as you said, and it could save money as well.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna leave this meeting now, guys.
All right, thank you. Good night.
No problem. Good night.
Good night. Nice speaking with you. Good night.
Good night, and you.
Right, Sinead, thank you, darling, for your help. Thank you, darling, as always.
No problem. Right, snap. Bye.
Right, so action.
Darling, bye-bye.
Register company. What else is there? Register company.
Right, so just to give everybody the background behind this, a trading as name is a name chosen by a business that is different from their registered company name. Unlike the registered company name, the trading as name or trading style, as it is sometimes known, is never officially registered with Companies House, but it will still be known with that company.
Yeah,
but it's not the registered company.
I'll contact the accountant tomorrow and let them deal with it.
Then again, Kemet?
I'll contact the accountant tomorrow and let them deal with it. Because I don't take care of the accounts or nothing, so it will go through them. So that's it. The names, we're speaking about names, isn't it? So I did say to one of the CEOs, because he asked me if I got any names in mind. I did say the 2 Real deal, but I thought it was too long. I said, something along those lines. So what can we go back with?
What's the day today? It's Wednesday today, right?
Yeah.
So can we come up with something by Friday afternoon? Can we just throw some stuff out like what we did when we got the 2 Real?
And I said real talk as well. Yeah, that's cool. Right, anything else in terms of action?
And your meeting's on Saturday, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Friday. Saturday, I'm in the course the whole day, so.
I've got a mad headache right now, and I'm all thingy, so I can't even think
My head killing me.
in terms of names. So if we can come back, if we can resume Friday, that'd be good.
And what else do we need to think about?
I think if you guys take notes in your spare time and then come back together on Friday with what you both got. Myself and Galactic and Jasmine also. And continue then, because there's no point in trying to work when you're empty.
Yeah. Okay.
Brother Galactic, are you there?
I'll probably call you tomorrow, Kim, to go over some stuff with you. Yeah, that we've spoken about this evening, if that's all right.
Yeah, no worries. I don't think Galactic's there, so that was a waste.
Okay.
Probably
So
falling asleep.
I'll stop your recording now.
All right.
Being the lion that he is.